Hey guys, time for weekly weird news.
Now, by the age of 35, you should have twice your annual salary saved up, according to retirement experts. Oh, what's that? You don't? You're barely getting by, and you don't appreciate it when baby boomers pretend that you've got the same set of opportunities that they had 40 years ago? Well, yeah, you're not wrong, and let's not dwell on it because it's all very depressing. Let's come up with a more achievable milestone. By age 30, you should be doing at least well enough that your parents don't have to sue you in court to get you to move out of their house.
Man, it's like the weight of the world just lifted off my shoulders.
I did it. We all did it, right?
Anyways, that's exactly what happened with 30-year-old Michael Rotondo from Camillus, New York, a man seemingly devoid of shame. He made the news this week for being taken to court by his parents and being told by the New York State Supreme Court Justice that he has to move out of their house. This isn't a failure to launch scenario. Get out. And then he decided that the best course of action at that point would be to retry the case in the court of public opinion. It's not going well, but it has been fun to watch.
Yeah, so Michael Rotondo, who looks so exactly like what you'd assume he looks like that if this weren't real life, you'd call it lazy writing. He moved back in with his parents 8 years ago after losing a job. And
understandable. At 22, understandable.
Sure.
Yes.
But he's been there ever since. Before that, he spent about a year and a half out in the world living in an apartment, and he was going to community college for engineering, but then he switched his major to business because engineering was too hard, and then he just dropped out entirely. He also fathered a son during this time, though the details here are super vague. He claims he was never married to or in a relationship with the child's mother. Anyway, this guy fucks. Back in September, though, he lost all custody of that son, and the kid now lives with the mother full time.
You see, I can sympathize. If you got a, 30-year-old son, failure to launch, has a kid, you don't want his kid to
He's
grow
got
up
a
in a terrible
lot
place.
on his plate.
You don't want the kid to have a terrible life, so you do your best as a parent.
Yeah.
You let him stay.
He had
That kid's
all
gone.
those Ripple coins and all those Doge coins.
Money's
He was ready
right
to
around
go.
the corner. Anyways, in the 8 years since he moved back in with his parents, Michael Rotondo has actually held at least one job at Best Buy, who he then sued for gender discrimination after being fired for not showing up to his shifts. Obviously, his fault for being a man. Can't show up on time. Again, it's all super vague, but Best Buy says he just stopped showing up, while Rotondo says his manager kept intentionally assigning him to shifts he requested off to have visitation with his son. Could be something there, I don't know. Not a lot of information. Anyways, as for what he currently does for a living, it seems the answer is he doesn't do anything. But he also claims to have some sort of web-based business going. Some kind of coin out there.
Harnessing the power of the blockchain.
The Rotondo coin, because it's round.
It's such a perfect name for him, too. Anyway, in any case, he hasn't been paying any rent to his parents or doing any chores around the house.
I love that point.
Or really doing anything to justify why his parents should just let him keep living there. And in February, they decided enough was enough. They gave Michael written notice that they wanted him out.
We got this paperwork on LegalZoom. You have to leave. Nice try, Mom.
This was the first of several such written messages to their son, and because this was all argued in court, we can read all of it.
Yay.
So here's the first note from February 2nd. Michael, after a discussion with your mother, we've decided that you must leave this house immediately. You have 14 days to vacate. You will not be allowed to return. We will take whatever actions are necessary to enforce this decision.
I really emasculated the dad in this situation.
Well,
The dad was the one letting him stay. Mom, she's got the brass balls.
there are so many questions here about the parents that I have no answers to. But
They seem like good people, if they let him stay that long.
good people or total pushovers?
Yeah, both. This seems to have not been taken seriously by Michael, so a week and a half later, on February 13th, right before Valentine's Day, jeez,
God.
Mom, they wrote another note, basically a formal eviction notice that they wrote after consulting a lawyer, now granting him until March 15th, a full month to get his shit together and then leave. This letter made it clear that he was staying with them as a guest and didn't have any sort of lease, so tenants' rights don't apply here. 5 days later, presumably after observing absolutely zero effort being put into moving out, Michael's parents changed their tactics. They offered both money and advice. Here's their letter from February 18th.
Michael, here's $1,100 from us so you can find a place to stay. Some advice. Number 1, organize the things you need for work and to manage an apartment. Note, you'll need stuff at Paul Avenue. You must arrange the date and time through your father so he can set it up with the tenant. Number 2, sell the other things you have that have any significant value. For example, stereo, some tools, etc. This is especially true for any weapons you may have.
Jeez. Those samurai swords, they must be worth a lot, right? You said they were collectibles?
Of course he has a fucking mall ninja arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking course.
Now, Michael, you said these were collectibles. Obviously, 15 years later, they've got to be worth something, right? Well, I guess back to the flea market.
You'll need the money, and you will have no place for this stuff. Number 3, there are jobs available even for those with a poor work history like you. Get one, you have to work.
Kind of a dig on him that's pretty good.
Number 4, if you want help finding a place, your mother has offered to help you.
Again, sounds like decent parents and a pretty good severance package, right?
Yeah.
Now, we looked up apartment prices for his area, and $1,100 would easily cover 2 months' rent for just about any one-bedroom apartment nearby. You need the first, you need the last. Mom, where's the security deposit? But God, come on. Plus, he's still got nearly a month to find a place, and his parents have offered to help him search. Not bad at all. But shocker, you're not shocked. Michael Rotondo still declined to do jack shit about his situation, and 2 weeks later, his parents wrote him another note, letting him know that his deadline to get the fuck out was just 11 days away, and also threatening to dump all his property outside of the house if he didn't comply on time. Kind of a dumb thing to do because it's your house. You already know he's not going to clean it up, so you're just putting a bunch of trash in your yard.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's some very valuable samurai swords in there.
Yeah. I would be like, Michael, if you don't leave, we're going to put your stuff outside in boxes labeled garbage, and we're going to film the garbage truck coming and tossing it in the back and smashing everything. Then we're going to put it on YouTube and make some money to
That
make
would
up
be
for all the years
sadistic.
that you lived with us.
I mean, like, dumping shit outside, like, my parents, it wasn't ever this bad, but it was like, I'd go away to college and just leave a bunch of shit, like, in the garage, and they're like, do you want any of this? I'm like, yeah, probably. Then finally they're just like, all right, well, we're just gonna put it outside with a note saying, take it. I'm like, oh, wait. And then they did it.
No,
I'm like,
I've seen-
actually, I didn't really need any of that shit.
I've literally seen stuff I owned at the Goodwill next to my house years later. So, I mean, if you're gone for that long, you're not going to have any real connection
If
to
you
it.
needed any of this stuff, you would have taken it.
No, my Action Comics #1.
They did hold on to my comics. There
you go. Well, they
were
take up
nice
very
enough
small
to-
space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. But anyway, of course, Michael Rotondo called his parents' bluff, and March 15th came and went without Michael Rotondo making any effort to move out or find work.
Case closed, Mom.
On March 30th, his parents wrote him yet another note, this time regarding his car, a Volkswagen Passat, which was apparently just sitting unused in their driveway looking like shit because it needed repairs or something. They wanted it gone, but again, they offered to pay for it to be either repaired or removed.
It's desperate, but it's generous. Now, none of this worked. So they finally stuck to their word about using any legal means necessary to get him out of their home and sued their own son in state court. And surprise, Michael Rotondo chose to represent himself in court, relying on Google.com to make his case that he was actually entitled to 6 more months to be able to leave. The judge, however, an actual legal expert, pointed out that actually, the courts don't grant special treatment to family members in these types of situations aside from very specific circumstances, none of which include laziness. Time to take this to the Supreme Court.
This is definitely a case for Judy. I hope he takes this to Judy.
Straight to Judge Judy.
Yeah.
The case Michael had cited as precedent had later gone to the appeals court, making the original judgment invalid. So,
Yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, bro. Anyway, legal expert Michael Rotondo, he also unsuccessfully tried to have the case delayed by pointing out that the room number for the case had been misprinted on a notice in the courthouse.
Gotcha.
So obviously we can't proceed, but the judge then pointed out that Michael had managed to find the right room just fine, so we're just gonna proceed, if that's all right. Honestly, this judge, because there's video of this whole thing, the judge seems fucking amused by the whole process. Like, you'd expect the judge to just be like, God damn it, but he is really
What? Breaks
fucking
apart the year.
He's enjoying himself. He's like, oh God, this
usually
job is so
dealing with-
depressing. Family court, tearing children away from their parents.
Yeah.
I get to spar with this legal dweeb for
Yeah.
a couple hours.
Nah, just please talk. I would like to hear more of
ahead.
your opening statement.
You have the floor, sir.
Yeah.
In response to Michael's plea that he be granted 6 more months to move out, the judge said that would be kind of ridiculous given that we live in the age of Airbnb where you can just, find a place today.
No.
And in the end, the judge sided with the parents. I know, it's shocking. And he told Michael he had to move out.
Michael Rotondo was not finished, though, because if there's anything that he can put his mind to and put all of his attention and effort towards, it's for some reason fighting his parents in court over being lazy.
I've never been more motivated in my damn life.
Was he out of touch? No, it was the U.S. legal system that was wrong. Immediately following the verdict, he took his grievances outside the courtroom, telling reporters there just how outrageous this all was, and that he'd be appealing the decision. He claimed, quote, "I'm not a burden to them in the home. They don't provide laundry or food." He told another journalist, quote, "It seems to me like I should be provided with, 30 days or so, because generally you get 30 days after you're found, to have to vacate the premises. So I'm expecting something like that, but realistically, if that's not the case, I don't know. The notion that I'm just out of there seems most unreasonable."
Most unreasonable.
Most unreasonable. "A wizard decides exactly and precisely when he will arrive and leave."
Do you think I just realized this guy probably prepared for his court case by playing a bunch of Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
I'm gonna study the legal system.
Objection. Over what? Over what? I don't know. But it seems pretty cool when he does it.
So the whole spectacle, of course, made the news around the world, with basically everyone on Earth calling him a fucking idiot. But instead of taking that as a sign that maybe he was wrong here and he should finally just move the fuck out and lay low and, when shit hits the fan, shut the fuck up. But no, he decided to instead accept any major news interview offer presented to him and dig his hole even deeper. He talked to CNN, Fox News, the Daily Mail, the fucking TMZ, and more, continuing to insist that 8 years was simply not enough time to achieve any sort of financial independence from his
I
parents.
do want to make a note going forward, Elliot, that it is offensive for you to say around the world, because a lot of our viewers
Across the world.
Across the world.
Yeah.
Okay, going forward, across the world. Okay. Sorry, guys. I apologize for Elliot for any confusion, everyone.
Yeah, it's, sorry.
Anyways, back to Mr. Rotundo, who is round, not flat. He used the excuse that getting custody of his son back was his full-time job, and he therefore didn't have time for any other work, because, of course, nobody has ever sought custody of a child while holding down a job.
That's crazy.
I know. Ironically enough, this whole public debacle surely can't be helping that whole custody thing one single bit. "Yes, Your Honor, I am the guy whose parents had to sue him into moving out of their house and getting a job. I'd like custody of my son now, please."
Oh, here you go. Here's
Objection!
Here's a human life, a child,
Yes.
for you to look after, using the same skills and diligence you've used to look after yourself.
I hope that one day when he gets his shit together, his son can move in with him till he's 30.
Well, this isn't fair.
Oh, I get it now.
Oh, shit. Oh, I fucked up bad.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Wow, I'm a real piece of shit. At least try, okay, I want to say this. There's extreme circumstances where this would be potentially a thing that could be
Sure.
done in a certain scenario, but
He's an able-bodied adult man.
if you're not out there trying to get a job, your car doesn't work, you lost custody of your son, you're not doing anything, you can't even do chores at the house. There was a lot of red flags that went up in order for his parents to actually file a suit against him.
And even after all that bullshit, they gave him money.
Yeah.
They offered to help.
Yes.
They gave him a deadline. They were giving him advice.
In this day and age, hypothetical scenario, but you have a 30-year-old or a 29-year-old, got out of college, got a great job, was living at their means or slightly above, which sometimes happens, loses their job, has nowhere to turn to, sure. If I was a parent, I think that my parents would probably extend this olive branch.
Sure.
Come crash at the house for as long as you need.
I need about 8 years.
No, but I'm not saying that this is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm saying this guy's specific scenario is the ultimate no-no.
Well, I'm sure 8 years ago he's like, yeah, just so
right
I can
around the corner.
I
Job's right around the corner.
Just need some help landing on my feet here.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, one of the funniest bits from one of those multiple embarrassing interviews that he willingly agreed to came from a CNN interview with Brooke Baldwin, in which she brings up how many are citing this as an example of how millennials are overly entitled. Michael Rotondo, however, dismisses the accusation entirely, replying that when people talk about entitled millennials, They're really talking about young liberals, not him. He's a conservative, which it's obvious. I mean, look at him. He's clearly a guy who values personal responsibility and pulling himself up by his bootstraps.
Yeah, and not having any assistance from the government or any other means.
Yeah.
Definitely a self-starter who is very upset that the government
He's not
is
asking
taking
for
all
a
the tax
handout.
dollars. What's he paid in taxes? Well, none, because he doesn't agree with it. The Federal Reserve.
He seems like he's probably a sovereign citizen, or at least harbors a few sovereign citizen
his parents better watch out before he fucking takes that whole property and turns it into a different country.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Rotundo land.
Rotundopia.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, he's still living with his parents for now. Must be awkward as hell. He says he thinks he'll be out in about 3 months, which of course is utterly meaningless coming from him. So it's not clear that this court case had any effect on anything. It was a fun day at court.
All it did was just bring embarrassment and
bog
shame
down
upon
the
his
entire
family.
legal system in this locale.
No, the judge had fun. Everyone had fun. It's good to have a fun case.
Meanwhile, there's like 2 parents getting divorced and their kids are crying out in the hallway. Why aren't we in there yet to learn our fate? Well, because there's some fucking asshole in there.
Legal eagle Michael Rotondo. Objection!
Meanwhile, he tells TMZ that he'll never forgive his parents for what they've done to him. Ugh! I hope they can live with that. Jesus Christ.
God. So yeah, I mean, you might not have half your annual salary saved up right now, but you can at least compare. Like next time anyone calls you a shitty millennial who's not trying hard enough, just show them Michael Rotondo and say, "Hey, mom, dad, my nosy ass aunt, it could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be a lot worse."
Yeah. Also, I'm still terrified about the whole retirement thing. We're doomed.
We are.
We're doomed.
We are.
Who the fuck is saving for retirement at like 18? You now, after watching.
I mean, I have a retirement, I had a 401k.
For a little while, yeah.
Yeah, and now I rolled that over into a Roth IRA. But
I didn't even know those terms till like 5 years ago.
I know, and it's and I was, lucky enough to have a job that offered that shit.
Well, yeah.
Most people aren't.
But up until the age of like 26 or 27, I only had a job so that I could pay rent. That was the only goal, was like, hey, I hope I can keep this roof over my head.
Oh yeah, no, it's just a matter of just staying in the
what am I gonna put up with fucking $5 away every month or something?
Yeah. Who are these people with twice their annual salary saved up?
And even if they're people that are coming out of college and getting good jobs, they have student loans to pay off.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
what is this? Man, you guys are fucking mean.
Goddamn boomers.
That's why one day, fuck retirement, I'll just put all that money into potentially putting a down payment on a house.
Yeah.
And then just sell the house and move to, Bali or something and live on the beach for nothing.
Del Boca Vista.
Yeah. My own country.
Bingo every day.
Yeah. I'm moving to Macau, baby. Raking that money.
Yeah, you can still smoke in the casinos there. Mm-hmm. I'm old, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to some ridiculous, silly, weird headlines from this past week. Starting with, man shot after gun hidden inside oven goes off.
Is that like a chemical reaction with the heat?
Heat, yeah.
It really does that?
This guy, responsible gun owner here.
Obviously, he keeps it in a safe place.
He knew there were kids coming over
to
the
house. There is
house.
a lock on some ovens, to be fair.
Well, he put the gun in the broiler of the oven, not even the main part, the broiler.
It's hidden then.
Yeah, he put it in there so the little kids don't find it, even though that's the part that's lowest to the ground, so I don't know the logic.
What are kids doing in ovens?
I mean, where are you supposed to put your gun? A gun safe? That doesn't exist.
Or I don't know, someplace more than 5 feet tall.
On top of a fucking cabinet. Anyway, he does that, and it worked. No kids found the gun. However, someone else in the house decided to do some baking, and
as you do,
of course, the broiler heated up, and of course, it heated up the bullets and made them explode. And he heard a shot. He's like, "Oh shit, that's my gun that I put in the broiler. Let me go and get it.
Cake's done."
And then he went down. He's like, "I'll handle this. It's my gun. I assume full responsibility." God! And then he got shot like twice trying to get it out of the oven. And everyone had a laugh.
Yeah, we all had a fun laugh.
Yeah, because guns are fun.
What was that the first time that guns did shoot someone? It wasn't a human?
Guns don't kill people unless you put them in an oven.
Yeah, then they get a mind of their own.
And they still don't kill people. They just embarrass them and maim them.
Yeah. Guns don't shoot people. Hold on. Hold on, I'd like to cite the case of man shot after hiding gun in oven, please.
That oven should have had a clear door on it.
Well, you know what they say. The only way to
Too many doors on that oven.
The only way to stop a bad oven with a gun is a good oven with a gun directly across from it.
Yeah.
So then they just shoot at each other the whole time.
That's true.
We need to myth bust this.
May the best oven win.
We gotta do meme busters. Meme busters coming soon whenever we get a budget.
Yeah,
Never. Florida City issues zombie alert to residents during power outage. And this is what's great about this as well. The fact that this could even happen with a alert system. Second of all, they still, for some reason,
don't know
who
who
did it.
They don't know how.
It's not like the Hawaiian thing where he's like, ah, shit.
Yeah,
fucked
the
up.
Hawaii thing came down to like the UI just being absolute garbage, where you could like just accidentally slip and tell everyone they're about to die. But this one, it's like, it's not like zombies are an option on the drop-down menu, or maybe they are. This is fucking Florida, so maybe they've accounted for all possible outcomes. But
That's Salt's man.
yeah, they don't know what caused it, so like several thousand people were like, and the power did go out, which is like, so the power goes out, everyone gets a message on their phone saying,
Zombie apocalypse.
zombie alert. I mean,
Well,
obviously zombies aren't fucking real, but it's still
You know who had the
weird.
best? You know, had the best time? Doomsday preppers. Finally, my time.
My time is
Honey, you laughed at me. Well, who's laughing now? Get in the bunker.
And now, when the zombies are attacking, you expect help from me?
Haha. Thunk. Kicks her out of the
You
house.
will die up here on the surface.
Honey, can you get my gun? It's in the oven. Preheat my gun. The zombies are coming.
The bullets are hot and ready. Another Florida one. Florida man climbs on playground equipment to tell children where babies come from, and this is a
It
man.
doesn't look like Mr. Rogers either.
This
It's
is
not
a
like
man
a friendly.
with a very scary face tattoo, and I don't know what his voice sounds like, but I imagine it being like, "Hey kids, you want to know where the babies come from?
From a stork! Ha
The man takes out his big long wee-wee, and it goes pew pew into your mommy's wajuju.
Sir, you are under arrest. For what?
What did I do?
Teaching a science class?
No, you can't. Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, there you go. Don't do that.
don't. I mean, yeah.
If you're planning on it, don't. Unless you're a teacher in probably the 5th or 6th grade. And then you just put on one of those videos from the 70s that shows a baby crowning and all the kids,
Yeah.
they won't want to have sex anymore.
Yeah.
Doctor who made music videos in operating room faces several malpractice lawsuits.
And the two aren't even related. She just happens to be a doctor who records herself doing music videos while her patients are completely sedated, and also has like done serious harm to multiple patients. So just not a good doctor all around.
Yeah. Did she ever do the 24 hours to go, I wanna be sedated. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Oh, I wanna be sedated.
It's a great song and it would make sense. I don't know. I did not watch any of her music videos, but yeah, I don't know. Like when you got a doctor who's like putting you under and cutting you open, kind of want them to be like focused.
Well,
on
yeah, like
the task.
attention would be good.
Yeah, like they're full, because you're paying them money to not let you die. So you kind of want them to be like.
In this hospital, we go viral more ways than that. We're a fun hospital.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, she shouldn't be a doctor. Yeah. She's apparently terrible at it too. So
Yeah,
just,
well,
maybe
no
just
harm,
stick
no
to the
foul.
YouTube side
Yeah.
without the whole
Use a fake-
surgery
fake body,
aspect.
yeah.
Yeah.
Barber throws man who complained about haircut through window. Now he's got more cuts than that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you don't like my cut? Because the guy didn't like the haircut.
No.
He was refusing to pay. He was like, oh, you don't like that cut? Well, how about these cuts? He threw him through the window.
It would be cool if this barber like made that his thing now and he puts like sugar glass in there and he just tosses everyone through it at the end of their haircut. It's the fun barber where he tosses you through a window.
That would be good. Like it's like that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where Indiana Jones throws the man out the window of the blimp, and
Yeah.
then everybody's like super nice.
Yeah, woo!
Like you do this, you have a barbershop where you stage something like this.
Yeah.
You have a.
It's like a Nathan for You thing.
Yeah, you have a ringer come in and complain, and then you throw his ass through the window, and everyone else is like,
They all clap.
all right,
Obama's there.
I'll accept whatever haircut you give me.
Yeah.
And everyone gives you $100, and that man's name, Albert Einstein.
Yes.
Iran's supreme leader says U.S. will fail like the cat in Tom and Jerry.
Which is something we just got here, and it's hilarious.
Have you seen the Tom and Jerry show? The cat, he never wins. Jerry always.
It's wild.
The U.S. is much like Jerry the cat, always trying to get Tom, but
Tomcat, Jerry the Mouse.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, Iran.
Or maybe they confuse the subtitles, or
Yeah.
anyways, it could be anything. But
I mean, yeah, world relations, absolutely terrible right now. But it is at least amusing to hear that the Ayatollah Khomeini enjoys.
the U.S. is like Yosemite Sam.
The U.S. is like Elmer Fudd.
I do like that I guess they're not big fans of they're more like Tex Avery fans instead of Warner Brothers fans.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
I am like the wolf.
Ah! Awooga!
Awooga. Boris Johnson holds 18-minute phone call with hoax Armenian Prime Minister.
Yeah, that's Britain's foreign minister right there.
And he didn't even comb his hair for the phone call.
I don't think he's ever combed his hair. It's sort of his look.
Back on the bike, Boris.
Yeah, this guy, it's so funny. When I first learned about Boris Johnson 6 years ago or so, he was somewhat popular, somewhat well-liked.
He was the mayor of the city
Yeah, he
of
was the
London.
mayor of London.
Okay, yeah.
And for a while there, pre-Brexit, he was mostly...
Yeah, he's goofy, but we just let
I
him
was
be.
like, oh, that's Boris.
Back on the bike.
Just ruining his reputation,
Yeah.
and now just looking like a fucking idiot. So they're now claiming this was orchestrated by the Kremlin. I don't know. We previously had that thing with who's our Secretary of Energy who wears fake glasses to make himself look smarter than he actually is.
I don't fucking remember.
The guy from fucking Texas, Rick Perry.
No, that's the guy that's in charge of the nuclear.
Yeah, that's Department of Energy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, it was I think a Russian radio show that called him pretending to be the president of the Ukraine, and he fell for it. So I think it might just be those guys. I don't know if they're on.
Probably that damn OK Google thing they got now.
That's true. He was talking to a bot the whole time.
Yeah. Police called to child spotted going into swingers club. Finds she was just a short woman. Embarrassing for her though. Yeah.
Not a kid. I'm a fully grown adult swinger, baby.
An officer, I can't find my keys because they're in a giant bowl over there with everyone else's.
That's right. And I also can't reach it because I'm very short.
Yeah. But while you're here, why not join the fun?
Hey.
You ever seen Eyes Wide Shut? It's like that, but not as serious.
It's like that, but everyone's bodies are much more average.
Anyways, that's the episode for this week. Check out our new episode of Tugs, where what would you do? Wait. What would you do
for $1 billion playing
for $100 million.
Fortnite?
And a new Tech News Day. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.